Have you ever opened a drawer and felt that wave of stress wash over you because it's so packed with stuff you can barely close it? Or walked into your kitchen and immediately felt your shoulders tense up at the sight of countertops disappearing under years of accumulated items? You're not alone. Research shows that living with clutter doesn't just make your home look messy. It actually increases stress levels, makes everyday tasks more challenging, and can even contribute to anxiety and memory issues, especially as we age. But here's the encouraging news. Creating a peaceful, organized home doesn't require a complete life overhaul or weeks of exhausting work. You can start reclaiming your space one small, manageable step at a time. Meet Dorothy, a vibrant 72-year-old who's lived in her charming home for over 3 decades. What started as a cozy nest gradually transformed into what she jokingly calls her personal museum of everything. Her closets are bursting at the seams. Her kitchen cabinets reveal archaeological layers of cookware, and finding anything specific has become a treasure hunt that sometimes ends in frustration. I know I should let go of some things, Dorothy admits with a sigh, but where do I even begin? And how do I know what's safe to part with? Some of these items hold precious memories, while others, well, I might need them someday. Dorothy's situation probably sounds familiar. Many of us in our golden years find ourselves surrounded by decades of accumulation. Not just physical items, but the memories, hopes, and just-in-case thoughts attached to them. But what if clearing this clutter could actually bring more joy into your life rather than taking something away? What if having less stuff meant more freedom, more peace, and a home that supports rather than stresses you? That's exactly what we're exploring today. We're going room by room, identifying the top 20 items you can confidently let go of right now to create immediate positive change in your living space. And the best part? You can tackle these one at a time at your own pace. Ready to transform your home from overwhelming to peaceful? Hit that like button and subscribe for more practical advice on creating your best life after 60. Now, let's dive into practical decluttering, starting with the heart of your home, the living room. Living room. Create a space for connection. The living room should be where you relax, entertain guests, and enjoy your favorite activities. But for many seniors like Dorothy, it's become more of a storage space than a living space. Let's change that by addressing these key clutter culprits. 1. Outdated magazines and newspapers. Dorothy loves her morning ritual of coffee and reading. The problem? She's kept every interesting magazine and newspaper to read again later, some dating back several years. These stacks not only collect dust, allergies, but also create visual chaos and take up valuable space. Plus, let's be honest, how often do we actually go back and reread old magazines? Try this approach. Keep only the current month's issues. For anything older, consider these questions. Is there specific information I need from this? If yes, take a photo of those pages or clip the article and store it digitally. Everything else can be recycled or donated to local art programs that use them for projects. Dorothy was amazed at how much lighter her coffee table and bookshelf felt after clearing just this one category. I didn't realize how much visual noise those stacks were creating, she shared. What about you? Take a quick look around. How many months or years worth of reading material have you accumulated? Drop your answer in the comments. 2. Faded and worn throw pillows. Next, Dorothy noticed her once beautiful throw pillows had seen better days. Some were flattened beyond recovery. Others had faded dramatically, and a few had stains that no amount of cleaning could remove. While these pillows were meant to add comfort and style, they were now doing the opposite, making her sofa look tired and neglected. The simple guideline: if your pillows have lost their shape, show visible wear, or no longer complement your decor, it's time for a refresh. You don't need to buy expensive replacements. Even 2 new pillows can transform the look of your entire seating area. Dorothy selected just a few quality replacements in colors she loves, and suddenly her whole living room looked more intentional and inviting. I hadn't realized how much those old pillows were bringing down the entire room, she remarked. Do you have throw pillows that have passed their prime? How long have they been on your sofa or chairs? Share in the comments. 3. Excessive decorative items. Over the decades, Dorothy had accumulated dozens of small decorative pieces, souvenirs from trips, gifts from loved ones, and items she once found attractive but no longer match her taste. These trinkets covered every surface, making dusting a nightmare and creating visual clutter that felt chaotic rather than cozy. Try this thoughtful approach. Hold each decorative item and ask yourself 3 questions. Does this truly bring me joy when I look at it? Does it hold significant meaning or just taking up space? Would I buy this again today? Be selective about what earns valuable space in your home. Dorothy chose to keep just a few meaningful pieces, a hand-painted vase from her favorite vacation, a family photo in a quality frame, and a small sculpture given to her by her late husband. For the rest, she took photos of sentimental items before donating them, keeping the memory while releasing the physical object. Here's a quick exercise. Choose one surface in your living room with multiple decorative items. Challenge yourself to remove half of them, just temporarily. Notice how the space immediately feels more peaceful and intentional. Which items do you actually miss seeing? Those are your keepers. 4. Unused or redundant furniture. Dorothy had an armchair nobody ever sat in, a side table perpetually covered in random items, and a bulky entertainment center designed for a TV twice the size of her current one. Extra furniture doesn't just occupy space. It creates obstacles that can make navigation difficult and even pose safety risks as we age. Consider each piece of furniture with these questions. When was the last time anyone actually used this? Does it serve a genuine purpose or just collect clutter? Does it make moving around my home easier or more difficult? Dorothy decided to remove the unused armchair and outdated entertainment center, replacing the latter with a simple, appropriately sized TV stand. The result? Her living room suddenly felt spacious, more navigable, and more inviting for both herself and visitors. What piece of furniture in your home is serving more as a clutter collector than a functional item? Let us know in the comments. With just these 4 changes, Dorothy's living room already feels like a different space. Open, intentional, and genuinely inviting. But the kitchen is where clutter can actually impact your daily nutrition and even safety. Let's head there next. Kitchen. Simplify for better meals and safety. The kitchen should be a place where preparing meals feels easy and enjoyable. For Dorothy, however, it had become a source of frustration. Overflowing cabinets, drawers that wouldn't close properly, and countertops with barely any workspace made cooking feel like an obstacle course. Let's tackle the 4 biggest kitchen clutter categories. 5. Expired pantry items. Dorothy thought she was fairly organized until she started checking expiration dates. The discoveries were eye-opening: soup cans from 3 years ago, baking ingredients that had lost all potency, and specialty items purchased for one-time recipes she never made again. These expired items weren't just taking up valuable space. Some could potentially be health hazards. Try this systematic approach. Check every expiration date in your pantry. Create 3 categories. Toss: anything expired or stale. Donate: unexpired items you know you won't use. Keep: items you'll realistically use in the next 6 months. Organize what remains by category so you can easily see what you have, preventing unnecessary duplicate purchases. Dorothy was surprised to find baking powder from 8 years ago. "No wonder my muffins weren't rising properly," she laughed. What's the oldest item currently lurking in your pantry? Be honest in the comments. You might win the Pantry Archaeology Award. 6. Mismatched food storage containers. Next came the dreaded container drawer, a jumbled mess of plastic tubs, missing lids, and warped containers that no longer sealed properly. "Every time I need to store leftovers, I waste 10 minutes searching for a matching lid," Dorothy admitted. "It's so frustrating that sometimes I just use plastic wrap instead." Here's an effective strategy. Empty your entire container collection. Match each container with its lid. Any orphan piece without a partner goes immediately to recycling. Also discard anything stained, warped, or damaged. Dorothy discovered she had 27 containers, but only 14 matching lids. After her decluttering session, she kept just 2 sets of nesting containers with clearly matching lids. Now food storage is simple rather than stressful. Do you relate to the container chaos? How many mismatched food containers would you guess are hiding in your kitchen right now? Share your estimate. 7. Excessive mugs and glasses. Dorothy opened her cabinet to reveal a collection of over 30 mugs from vacations, gifts, and promotional events. The problem? She lived alone and typically uses the same 2 or 3 favorites. This common collection not only takes up valuable cabinet space, but makes finding your preferred mug more difficult and increases the risk of items falling when reaching for one. The simple solution: keep only what you regularly use, plus perhaps a few extras for guests. Everything else can be donated to organizations that genuinely need them, like community centers, churches, or offices. After keeping just her 6 favorite mugs, Dorothy found her morning routine more pleasant. No more digging through overcrowded cabinets to find her preferred cup. What's your collection in the kitchen? Mugs, glasses, or something else entirely? Tell us what you tend to accumulate. 8. Worn-out cookware. Dorothy's cookware had seen decades of loyal service, but some pieces were well past their prime. Non-stick pans with scratched surfaces, warped baking sheets, and pots with wobbly handles weren't just annoying to use. Some posed potential health concerns. The guideline here is simple but important. If cookware is damaged in ways that affect function or safety, it's time to let go. This includes non-stick pans with scratched coatings, warped baking sheets that heat unevenly, pots and pans with loose handles, rusty or deeply pitted surfaces. After assessing her collection, Dorothy kept just her cast iron skillet, 1 good saucepan, and 2 baking sheets in good condition. She invested in just 1 new quality non-stick pan to replace several damaged ones. I was surprised how much easier cooking became with just a few good quality items rather than cabinets stuffed with mediocre ones, she noted. What's the oldest or most damaged piece of cookware you're still hanging on to? Share in the comments what you know should probably be replaced. With these kitchen items addressed, Dorothy already notices cooking feels more enjoyable. But the bedroom, our sanctuary for rest, often harbors hidden clutter that affects our sleep quality and daily peace. Let's head there next. Bedroom. Create a restful sanctuary. The bedroom should be a peaceful retreat that promotes good sleep and begins each day positively. For Dorothy, however, it had become a storage space for clothes she no longer wore, items that didn't fit, and belongings she wasn't sure where else to keep. Let's transform the bedroom into the restful sanctuary it should be. 9. Clothes you no longer wear. Dorothy's closet revealed the evidence of changing fashions, fluctuating sizes, and evolving lifestyle over decades. Business attire from her working years, formal dresses worn once to special occasions, and everyday clothes that no longer fit or flattered her current self. The result? A packed closet, yet the daily feeling of having nothing to wear. Try this effective method, the hanger technique. Turn all your hangers backward. After wearing an item, return it with the hanger facing the normal direction. After 6 months, anything still on a backward hanger clearly isn't part of your regular wardrobe. For these unworn items, ask yourself, does this fit my current body comfortably? Is it appropriate for my current lifestyle? Do I feel good wearing it? If the answer to any of these is no, it's time to find those clothes a new home. Dorothy discovered that 70% of her clothes hadn't been worn in over a year. After thoughtfully reducing her wardrobe to items she actually wears and loves, she finds getting dressed each morning more pleasant and less stressful. What percentage of your clothes do you think you haven't worn in the past year? Make your best guess in the comments. 10. Worn-out bedding. Next, Dorothy assessed her bedding situation. Old pillows had lost their support, sheets were wearing thin in places, and she had far more blankets than she actually used. What many don't realize is that old bedding doesn't just look tired. It can impact sleep quality and even health. Pillows collect dust mites and allergens over time, and worn sheets can irritate sensitive skin. The guidelines here are simple. Pillows should generally be replaced every 1 to 2 years. Sheets that are thinning, pilling, or feel rough should be upgraded. Keep only the blankets you actually use or that serve specific seasonal purposes. Dorothy selected her favorite 2 sets of sheets, kept pillows in good condition, and donated extra blankets to a local shelter while discarding truly worn-out items. I had no idea how much better I would sleep with proper pillows and fresh bedding, she shared. It's like having a luxury hotel experience in my own bedroom. When was the last time you replaced your pillows? Be honest in the comments. You might be surprised how long it's been. 11. Excess or uncomfortable shoes. Dorothy's closet floor revealed the evidence of changing foot needs and fashion choices over the years. Heels she could no longer comfortably wear, shoes that pinched even when new, and multiple pairs of similar styles. As we age, foot comfort becomes increasingly important for balance, mobility, and overall well-being. Yet many of us hang on to shoes that hurt, don't fit properly, or no longer match our lifestyle. Use these questions to evaluate your shoe collection. Can I comfortably walk in these for at least 30 minutes? Have I worn them in the last year? Are they appropriate for my current activities and needs? Dorothy realized she needed just a few pairs of comfortable, supportive shoes for different purposes. Everyday walking shoes, one nicer pair for special occasions, and seasonal options like sandals and boots. After donating shoes in good condition and discarding truly worn pairs, her closet floor was organized, accessible, and featured only footwear that actually serve her current needs. How many pairs of uncomfortable shoes are lurking in your closet right now? Share your number in the comments. 12. Unused jewelry and accessories. Finally, Dorothy opened her jewelry box to find tangled necklaces, single earrings without matches, watches needing repair, and pieces she hadn't worn in years. Jewelry often carries emotional significance, but when it sits unworn and untouched for years, it's neither bringing joy to you nor being appreciated by someone who might wear it. Try this approach. Keep only pieces you actually wear or that hold true sentimental value. Consider passing meaningful items to family members who will appreciate and use them. Donate good condition pieces to organizations helping women re-enter the workforce. Repair valuable items you love, or accept it's time to let them go. After keeping just her favorite everyday pieces and a few genuinely special items, Dorothy's jewelry collection becomes manageable and actually usable. I realized I was keeping jewelry out of habit rather than because I loved or wore it, she reflected. Now I actually wear and enjoy the pieces I kept. What's one piece of jewelry you've kept for years but never wear? Tell us about it in the comments. With the bedroom transformed into a true sanctuary, Dorothy already feels more peaceful. But there's one area where clutter tends to accumulate rapidly and cause daily frustration: the home office. Let's tackle those paper piles and forgotten gadgets next. Home office. Conquer paper and digital clutter. For many seniors like Dorothy, the home office or desk area has become command central for managing household affairs, but also a magnet for paper piles, obsolete technology, and various accumulated office supplies. Let's clear this space to reduce stress and increase productivity. 13. Old paperwork and documents. Dorothy's filing cabinet revealed years of carefully saved documents. Utility bills from 2005, manuals for appliances long replaced, and statement from closed accounts. Paper accumulation happens gradually, but can quickly become overwhelming. The good news is that most of this paper pile is unnecessary in today's digital world. Try this systematic approach. Keep only essential documents like property deeds, current insurance policies, tax records, typically 7 years worth, and important medical information. Scan important papers you want to preserve but don't need physically. Shred outdated financial statements, old bills, and anything with personal information. Recycle user manuals. Most are available online now, and promotional materials. Dorothy discovered she could eliminate nearly 80% of her stored paperwork, keeping just one small file box of truly important documents. I feel like I lost 10 pounds of worry along with those papers, she laughed. What's the oldest unnecessary document you've discovered in your files? Share your paper archaeology find in the comments. 14. Obsolete electronics and mystery cords. Next, Dorothy tackled the notorious technology drawer, that collection of outdated gadgets, unidentified charging cables, and electronic items kept just in case. She found old flip phones, camera chargers for cameras she no longer owned, and a tangle of cords she couldn't even identify. Here's a straightforward strategy. Match each cord and charger to a device you currently use. If you can't identify what a cord belongs to, you almost certainly don't need it. Responsibly recycle old electronics through local programs. Many electronic stores offer this service. Keep only chargers and accessories for technology you actually use now. After clearing this digital graveyard, Dorothy organized her remaining essential cords with simple labels, making them easy to identify and access. I was keeping these things thinking I might need them someday, but in reality, they were just creating more confusion, she realized. How many mystery cables or obsolete gadgets do you think are hiding in your home right now? Share your guess. 15. Excess office supplies. Dorothy's desk drawers revealed enough pens to supply a small office, sticky notes in every color, and notebooks still in their packaging, most untouched for years. Office supplies seem innocuous, but they accumulate quickly and take up significant space. Moreover, items like pens and markers dry out over time, becoming unusable even when they look fine. Try this approach. Test all pens and markers, immediately discarding any that don't work. Keep only a reasonable supply of items you regularly use. A dozen pens is plenty for most households. Donate excess supplies in good condition to schools or community organizations. Create specific homes for the supplies you keep so they're easy to find when needed. After streamlining her office supplies, Dorothy found her desk drawers opened easily, and she could actually find what she needed without digging through clutter. I didn't realize how much stress those overstuffed drawers were causing until they weren't overstuffed anymore, she noted. What office supply do you have way too many of? Pens, notepads, sticky notes? Share your office supply collection in the comments. With her paperwork managed and desk organized, Dorothy feels more in control of household management. But there's one room where clutter can actually impact health and safety: the bathroom. Let's head there next. Bathroom. Simplify for safety and serenity. The bathroom, despite often being one of the smallest rooms, can harbor surprising amounts of clutter, from expired medications to half-used products and worn linens. For seniors especially, a cluttered bathroom can create safety hazards and make daily routines more difficult. Let's create a safer, more functional space. 16. Expired medications. Dorothy's medicine cabinet revealed a concerning collection. Prescription medications from years ago, over-the-counter remedies past their prime, and supplements she'd stopped taking but never discarded. Beyond creating clutter, expired medications can be ineffective or even harmful. Plus, an overcrowded medicine cabinet makes it difficult to find what you actually need, especially in urgent situations. Follow these important guidelines. Check expiration dates on all medications, vitamins, and health supplies. Properly dispose of expired medications. Never flush them. Most pharmacies offer safe disposal programs. Organize remaining medications by type for easy access. Consider using a pill organizer for daily medications to ensure proper usage. Dorothy was shocked to find cold medicine from 8 years ago. After safely disposing of expired items and organizing what remained, her medicine cabinet became functional rather than frightening. I realized I was putting myself at risk by keeping all these expired medications, she said. Now I can easily find what I need when I need it. What's the oldest medication or health product you've discovered in your bathroom cabinet? Share in the comments. No judgment. 17. Half-used toiletries and beauty products. Next, Dorothy assessed her collection of personal care items. Dozens of hotel shampoos, gift sets of lotions she never used, multiple open bottles of similar products, and dried-out items long past their prime. Bathroom products have limited shelf lives once opened, and excess toiletries create both clutter and waste. Try this approach. Check for expiration dates or signs of separation/discoloration. Keep only products you actually use and enjoy. Use up one product completely before opening another. Donate unopened, unexpired items to shelters or community programs. Dorothy kept only her favorite everyday products, creating a simpler routine and much more counter and cabinet space. I realized I was hanging on to products out of a scarcity mindset. What if I need this someday? Rather than focusing on what actually works for me now, she reflected. What personal care item do you have the most half-used bottles of? Shampoo? Lotion? Share your bathroom collection in the comments. 18. Worn or excess towels. Dorothy's linen closet was stuffed with towels in various states of wear. Some frayed at the edges, others stained or faded, and many simply excess to her actual needs. Quality towels enhance daily routines, while old, rough towels can irritate sensitive skin and create an unnecessary laundry burden. Consider these guidelines. Keep 2 to 3 towel sets per person in your household, plus a few extras for guests. Discard towels that are frayed, stained, or have lost their absorbency. Repurpose still useful old towels as cleaning rags or pet bedding. Donate gently used excess towels to animal shelters who always need them. After streamlining her towel collection, Dorothy's linen closet became organized and accessible, and her daily routine more pleasant with quality towels that actually dried effectively. How many towels do you currently have compared to how many you actually need? Share your towel math in the comments. With the main living spaces transformed, there's one final category that spans the entire home and often creates the most emotional challenge: sentimental items and long-term storage. Let's address these thoughtfully. Garage and storage. Conquer the final frontier. For many seniors like Dorothy, the garage, attic, or basement becomes the final resting place for items that don't have a clear home elsewhere. These spaces gradually fill with forgotten belongings, creating not just clutter, but often safety hazards and maintenance challenges. Let's tackle these last critical categories. 19. Broken or unused tools and equipment. Dorothy's garage workbench and shelves revealed an accumulation of tools and equipment in various states. Some broken years ago, others purchased for one-time projects, and many duplicates acquired over decades. While tools represent utility and self-sufficiency, keeping broken or unnecessary equipment creates confusion, takes up valuable space, and can even pose safety risks. Try this practical approach. Test all tools to ensure they work properly. Keep only what you currently use and can safely handle. Consider which tools match your current abilities and projects. Donate working tools you no longer need to community programs or family members. Dorothy realized she was keeping a heavy power drill she could no longer comfortably use, while missing a simple, lightweight screwdriver she needed regularly. After thoughtfully assessing her actual needs, her tool collection became appropriate and useful. I was holding on to these tools as symbols of independence, she realized. But true independence comes from having the right tools for my current capabilities, not hanging on to things I can no longer use safely. What tool or piece of equipment have you kept for years without using? Share your unused equipment confession in the comments. 20. Sentimental items and memorabilia. Finally, Dorothy confronted the most emotionally challenging category: boxes of cherished memories. Her children's school projects from 40 years ago, her wedding dress, collections of greeting cards, family photos, and mementos from loved ones who had passed. These items carry genuine emotional significance, making them the most difficult to address. Yet often they remain boxed away, neither enjoyed nor honored, just occupying space and collecting dust. Try this compassionate approach. Select a few truly meaningful items to display where you can appreciate them daily. Digitize photos, children's artwork, and letters to preserve memories without physical clutter. Consider creating memory boxes, one dedicated container per person or category with just the most special items. Share meaningful items with family members who would value them now. Dorothy realized many of these treasures were trapped in boxes rather than enhancing her life. She created digital albums of old photos, selected a few meaningful items to display, and had conversations with family about what items they might appreciate having now rather than later. I realized I was keeping these things out of love, but love isn't stored in boxes in a garage, she reflected. By sharing some items with my children now, I get to see the joy they bring rather than just storing them away. What sentimental item has been hardest for you to part with? Share your most emotionally challenging possession in the comments. Transformation complete. The joy of less. As Dorothy walks through her home now, she feels a profound difference. Her living room has become a welcoming space for both relaxation and visitors. Her kitchen functions efficiently, making meal preparation a pleasure rather than a frustration. Her bedroom truly feels like a peaceful sanctuary. But the change goes beyond just physical space. Dorothy notices she feels mentally lighter, less stressed, and more focused. Cleaning is easier without constant obstacles. Finding items is simple when everything has a designated home. And perhaps most surprisingly, she feels more connected to the truly meaningful possessions she chose to keep. I always thought decluttering meant losing something, Dorothy reflects. Instead, I've gained space, peace, and a deeper appreciation for what truly matters. Remember, transforming your home doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey of small decisions that gradually create significant change. The most important step is simply beginning, perhaps with just one category from today's list. Which area of your home will you start with? What one item from our list feels most manageable to address this week? Share your decluttering commitment in the comments. Accountability helps turn intentions into actions. If you found this guide helpful, please hit the like button and share it with a friend who might benefit. Subscribe for more practical advice on creating your most joyful, healthy life after 60. Remember, decluttering isn't about having less. It's about making room for more of what truly matters to you now.